All right, back for more drafts of Edge of Eternities. Did 2 drafts yesterday. It was pretty fun. So far, the set seems great. I don't know if I can keep up that momentum. Usually, even good sets will peter off eventually and become stale, but at least so far, things seem pretty good. So let's jump in. All right, what do we got? Bioengineered future, 3 mana. When this enters, create a lander. Each creature you control enters with an additional +1 counter on it for each land that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. Huh. I mean, so obviously try to be the landfall deck and draft lots of lander tokens, whatever, but I'm not sure how good this is, but I'll take it. I'll try it out. What else is in this pack? Spend to cast an artifact. Spend double blue only to activate abilities of artifacts. Builder Blade. Target opponent may have you create 2 landers. If they don't, gets 2 counters. Colossus. Cryogen Relic. All right. Well, let's go with this bioengineered future. See how good it is. Back in Assembler. What's the green card? Pull through the weft. This does put lands into play. For Vondum, which is unfortunately 2 colors that were not already. Fungal Colossus is also pretty good. Sky Stinger. So this is usually 5 mana or cheaper, depending. The lands have to be in your graveyard, though. I don't know how you enable that. What else is in the pack? Gravekill. I'm probably just supposed to take Fungal Colossus, I think. This is also pretty good here. Well, Fungal Colossus is the safe pick. We'll just take that. Osmogoyf. How do you exile stuff in this format? Cards you own in exile. So that counts warp cards. Creature enters. Creatures your opponents control get -3/0 until your next turn. It's also an enormous flyer. There's also this landfall guy. I think Cosmogoyf's probably just bad. I can't think of a lot of ways of getting stuff into exile other than warping them. Whereas this is just a very solid green creature that also cares about land drops. This is good, but it is expensive and a different color. I think I'm fine just taking Ice Cave Crasher, and then we'll see from there. All right, what do we got? Germinating Worm, Steel Storm Operator. Okay, here's the ramp dude for artifacts. So not taking that. Tractor Beam is basically removal. Mono with Circuit Feeder. When this enters, until end of turn, target creature gets +XO, and opponent's creature gets -0x, where X is your artifacts. So at least one. Seed Ship Impact. Also Mechanozoa. Again, I think I'm fine with just taking Germinating Worm. Just keep picking big green creatures. I'm not sure how good Seed Ship Impact is. Mutinous Massacre. Okay, so Obviously, Sky Stinger is in this pack. This is 2 different colors that we're not. We would have to splash it, which with Lander tokens, it's not impossible, but it is 2 different other colors. Enters, deals 3 damage to any target. And then station it for 8. Okay. Cloud Sculpt Technician. This guy is apparently a lot better than he looks. So my thinking here is the obvious safe pick is just to take Sky Stinger, but this is such a like game-winning card if you can play it that I'm willing to take it and then try to take like Lander tokens or whatever to fix for it and risk that I'm just never gonna it's just gonna remain in the sideboard. Okay, Gene Pollinator's great. And then is there anything? What else is in this pack that I should look at? Weft Blade Enhancer. This card was better than I thought it would be. Whenever land you control enters, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile on land. You may cast that card this turn. All right, well, we'll just take Gene Pollinator. We're playing a bunch of expensive stuff. We also need to fix for this thing. So choose odd or even. You kill everything of one option and steal everything of the other option. Another worm. What else do we have? We've got this is a 2-drop. Whenever you sacrifice another creature, we're not taking that. Whenever this creature attacks you, nope, not taking that. Swarm color. You can sack another creature or artifact. This one's maybe takeable. Presumably, I'm going to want to be either Golgari or Gruul and splash the 3rd color. I think I'm fine just continuing to take Germinating Worm at this point. And not really committing to anything else. And leaning into a big, like, ramp strategy. Alright, what do we have? Sack a thing, destroy target creature, spacecraft. 1/1 with Death Touch. What is this guy? Target creature gets +1 in haste. That does pair a lot better with these bigger creatures. Also, Gruul's the land ramp strategy, I believe. Is the landfall strategy. This guy's still here, eh? I'll take that guy. Bygone or Slagdrill Scrapper or the black card that gets back... Or no, it's the draw spell. Bygone. And this is still here too, eh? Wow. Is blue just completely open and I'm in the wrong colors? Take Bygone. Litha Breaking, which does give me a lander. This guy, this guy. These are both fine. Let's take Litha Breaking. Moxite, probably want that. Helps us hit our lands and whatnot. We can also use it as... any permanents that are not lands, we can tap with Gene Pollinator. Just helps filter what we need. Sideboard that card. Alright. Exalted Sunborn. If one or more tokens will be created under your control, twice the many of the tokens are created instead. Or wow, there's 3 rares in this pack. Pinnacle Emissary and Sacred Foundry. What else is in here? Drill Too Deep, Orbital Plunge, Gene Pollinator, this huge guy. PT equal to your land count. So obviously I'm not playing any of these creatures. I mean, I guess that's... technically, I could pivot away, but... I could probably... considering how late I got this Gene Pollinator, I think this might wheel. So I'm inclined to just take... Now let's take the removal. We don't have any removal yet, aside from Litha Breaking. Destroy all creatures, then. Any number of target players each mill half their library. Well, we can't even play this. I mean, I guess sort of we could play this. Sort of. What is this guy? Cost 2 less if your opponents control 3 or more creatures. So usually it will cost less, which seems pretty good too. Melt Strider gear. +2/1 reach. Moxite. I mean, if I'm already playing black, splashing the blue is not that hard. I really wish I had more ramp fixing at this point, which I just don't have. Yeah, we'll just take this big green creature. Melt Strider Resolve. This card was pretty good. Diplomatic, Thawbringer. What else is here? Monitor. So this is plus +02. Can't be blocked by more than one creature, and fight. It is fight. It's not asymmetric. Fight's up to one target. All right, yeah, we'll take Melt Strider. Whenever land enters, this creature gets +2/0. Okay, emergency eject. Hemosymbic's the only green card in the pack. The red card is the haste thing. What do I have that buffs this? There's Engineered Future. I would like to not play creatures that get killed by Litha Breaking if I can avoid it. I think the upside on this is better, but it's pretty close. Also, it's especially consider. Yeah, you know, I'll just take Cavern. Survives Litha Breaking. It pairs better with these guys. What does Rugus do? Artifacts are also foods. Sack a food, deal 3 to each opponent. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain life, untap. It is white, though. Probably just take this guy. Oh, he makes a lander token, too. Non-land left, blah, blah, blah. Target artifact, enchantment, or flyer. Yeah, it's just going to be Wayfarer. Relatively big creature, survives Litha Breaking, gives us a lander token. Is Bioengineered Future per land? Each creature with on it for each land that entered. So if you can, like, multi-ramp somehow, it'll do it. Whenever creature you control with a counter on it dies, draw a card. Okay. There's also Thawbringer and Rig for War. We'll just take Melt Strider. I do need some cheaper stuff and probably more removal. We've got Litha Breaking, Fight, and Orbital Plunge, and that's it, right? Yeah. Beginning of your end step, you control 2 or more tap creatures, put a counter on this. And there's no other cards in our colors except for black cards, maybe, if we want to take those. I'm not even sure I will play Mutinous Massacre, though. Put 2 counters on this, or put target exiled card with warp on the bottom of its owner's library, or the Thoughtseize card. Well, we're not taking those. Okay, big landfall, dude. There's also... Put a counter on a creature. Each creature you control a counter on it has trample. Now let's just play big red guy. Big red guy. Our curve is incredibly high, though. There's also yet another one of these haste robots. Drill too deep, destroys an artifact, or charge up a spacecraft. I don't even have a spacecraft at the moment. I doubt I'm going to use this, so we'll just take this thing. And probably not even play it. Moxite, that's fine. Sure. Thawbringer's fine. Warmaker Gunship, also a Raging Ravine. Okay, so this always deals at least 1, right? And then depends on how many other artifacts. I think I'm actually supposed to just take Raging Ravine. The Manland, it doesn't add to our count. It helps us fix. What does Interceptor Mechan do? Enters, return target artifact or creature from graveyard to your hand. Void is end step. This put a counter on this guy. Also a Death Toucher. There's also, what does this do? Enters, create a lander when you already have 7 mana. Okay. Landfall, creatures get +1 in Vigilance and Haste. Yeah, I don't want to risk. I mean, I really doubt Raging Ravine will wheel, so I would, if only one of those is going to wheel, I would just rather take the Raging Ravine. Cascading Cataract, you say? Well, I'm not taking that. That is some pretty nice art. So I guess Tanuk is our card. There's also Plunge, Flag Drill, Diplomatic Relations. Hopefully one of those 2 removal spells will wheel. We're at 22 cards, although one of those is Raging Ravine. My most likely cuts are Bygone Colossus, especially considering I have no way of making use of it. I don't have any space station. I don't have any spacecraft to station. And then Mutinous Massacre. I don't think I drafted enough fixing for this, but you never know. All right, we've got another Drill Too Deep. We have End step, if you voided, gets a counter. What does this do? Oh, this is a pretty good combat trick. +1 counter, reach, trample, indestructible, untap. That's so much. And then everything else is off color. So, yeah, let's just take Bio Burst. If I'm taking Bio Burst... So, once I take that, then anything I add something has to get cut. Cavern Harrier. That is cheap. Frontline. Drix Fate Maker. And Rig for War. Well, between any of those, there's also a Banishing Light still here. Wow. I would play Cavern Harrier over Bygone. What does it do exactly? You pay 2 and you make a 2/2 that's also attacking that you have to sack. All right, let's get rid of Bygone. Add this guy. Brood Guard Elite. There's also Melt Strider gear. Bombard. Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, Bombard's for sure going to be the pick. I just do not think I'm possibly going to be able to splash this, but I'll check in the end how many lander or other fixing we have. Potentially splash for this. Double black is just such a hard splash. More 3-drops. I really wish I'd gotten more 2s at this point. I'm probably not playing any of these, but I don't have anything to curve the Melt Strider gear into either. I guess possibly this guy is better than another 3-drop that I have. I don't know. Enters or dies Surveil. Another worm. And another one of these end step dudes. All right. Take a worm. Ooh, a lander guy. Okay, that actually matters. So take him. We have a 2-drop? Yes, we do. What does he do? Artifact enters. You can pay 1 if you do put a counter on this. Sure. I've not been too impressed by these dogs. These guys are okay. 4/5 with reach and the thing. Uh-huh. Okay. So we're at 31 when you minus the Raging Ravine, so we need to cut 8 cards. Alright, first of all, can I splash Mutinous Massacre? So how much fixing do I actually have? I've got these 2 guys that make landers, and Gene Pollinator, and that's it. That's just not enough. That's just going to hurt me too brutally. So we are cutting it, after all, unfortunately. Next up, these Frontline War Ragers are probably our weakest 3-drop. They would be better if we were a more aggressive deck with cheap creatures, but our curve's really bad in that regard, so we're just going to get rid of those. Next, we have a lot of expensive cards. And so is Keveron Sky Warden better than Worm? Well, considering that he's one of, like, our only creatures with reach, probably he's better than one of them. This guy's probably 4 mana a good amount of the time. I'll cut one of the worms. And then I should probably cut a lot of these. So I'm assuming the first Keveron Turbo Drone's okay. The second one is probably way, way worse. So I'm fine cutting one of those. What's our creature to non-creature count? We have 8 non-creatures. So we've got Melt Strider, which I'm not cutting. We've got Bioburst, which I'm also not cutting. The Melded Moxites, I might cut one of those. Yeah, I'll cut one of those. And then this really does not seem like a Keveron Harrier deck. I guess he does technically make another artifact that you can stack with Slag Drill, but that's if you can get through. 3-3. 3-4-2. Tannock. 2 cuts. What kind of other worm? Our curve is very high. Yeah, you know what? The drone can go. That's fine. I guess... So what these guys do is they let you warp stuff in and haste them. I think that would be better if our stuff actually could punch through, but if we, like, so let's say, like, we warp a Bygone Colossus and attack, they just chump block with something. I mean, they do have to lose a creature, but then we can't cast this until it's 9. We also do have 3 Germinating Worms, hypothetically, so that is another way of just getting a bunch of damage in, but I think I would rather just have a better board. How many things die to Litha Breaking? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. And then everything else lives. The Thawbringers get killed. 5, 6. That's still fine. Alright, let's go with that. So Raging Ravine, 8 and 8, which I presume is probably accurate. How much are we at? 10 to 14? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so the only thing I'm uncertain of here is do I want the second Moxite, and is this whole haste drone plus warp guys thing good enough to, like, want to do that instead of what we're doing here? I guess also the Cavron turbo drones survive the Litha Breaking, whereas the Thawbringers don't. These guys are also card selection. They're also more damage when you've, like, shot down your opponent's creatures. We'll go with this. All right, you go first. I only have green, but if I ever find my 3rd land, I can play Wayfarer and then fix for red. So this is another one of those where if we just miss our 3rd land drop, we lose. All right. All right, there we go. It is another forest, but, you know, whatever. Intrepid Tenderfoot. Clawbringer, okay. Wow, we drew the mountain. All right, what is my best move here? It's probably attack, and then if they block, I just Bioburst. And then I can also crack the lander. Yeah, let's go with that. So combat swing. Let's see if they block this. Nope. All right. All right. Target my guy. They have instant speed removal in response? Yeah, okay, sure, fine. Crack my lander. Go grab another mountain. Well, that failed spectacularly. That sucks. What's the odds they have more removal? I mean, if they have it, they have it. I could have also just played Tannock and Thawbringer, I guess. Dominion Bracelet. Costs X less, where X is the creature's power that it's equipped to. Oh, come on. At least they had to spend 2 cards to get rid of it. At least. Alright, what are we doing here? We're probably just playing both of these guys. Yeah. Alright. Thawbringer. Top is another Thawbringer. That's fine, I guess. Panic. Is there a big difference drafting on Moto or on Arena in your opinion? It's way easier to go infinite on Moto because the cost to enter to prize payout ratio on Arena is intentionally predatory. Arena, it does have a slightly nicer interface in terms of just playing the game, but in terms of deck building, Moto has a way better interface. Also, Moto doesn't have any music, or at least I think it doesn't. If it does have music, the music sucks. So it's better so that you'd have to put on your own music in that case. All right, what are we doing? I probably Moxite, discard Ore Plate. Yeah. Moxite. Discard Pangolin. Alright. Landfall trigger. Thawbringer. Get rid of that. And we don't have any good attacks. The problem is we don't have any good blocks on this thing either. We have to trade 2 creatures just to kill this. So I guess the way that I could have turned this around would have been, earlier I should have just played Thawbringer Tannock and then played my my Bruntar on the turn after that. What's this do? Menace and step gets a counter. Sure. Ooh, oh, okay, this has ward, but I can pay it. What else do I have that has landfall that's relevant? I have the engineered thing. Yeah, okay. So this will leave me with enough to kill this thing. There we go. Plunge here. Yes. Resolve. Pay it. That dies. And then obviously we're not attacking. Makes a tap die, right? Yeah. Ugh. Alright, yeah, they've got the thing that gives the counters. So warping, it goes away on the end step, so you can't afford to just go, like, warp. And it's not adventure. You can't warp and then play it again. You just gotta play it straight up. Alright. Now I will play a land. Because it's gonna be exactly enough to also crack the Moxite. I don't think I'm supposed to attack here. Yeah, let's just pass. The problem is they have a thing on their board that's going to keep making their creatures bigger every turn, so we can't afford to just never attack them. Assuming that they don't double buff one thing up to 5 toughness, I think we're just supposed to... Oh, it's this creature. Oh, so it can't target other stuff. Oh, never mind. That's still going to be an issue. Crack Moxite. Gene Pollinator. Wonderful. Ugh. So we have no good attack. I mean, I guess I attack with the worm right now, but they don't even have to block it. Or they can just double block here. Yeah, I just don't have any good attacks. Let's play Gene Pollinator and pass the turn. I mean, it's not like they have any good attacks either. They're just going to keep making this Tenderfoot bigger and bigger and bigger. What does this do? Whenever it attacks, if a non-land permanent was, if you voided, defending player loses half their life. Okay, play Colossus. And we still don't have any attacks here, so pass. Draw 2, lose 2. And just keep buffing it up. Yep. This is going very poorly for me. Counter on it dies, which we don't have any yet. All right, play this dude. Maybe I was supposed to start attacking earlier. I think there was a turn where I was supposed to attack with the Thawbringers. Yep. So they can do it 3 times a turn now. All right, now it's better to not play a land. Yeah, our attacks still suck, so pass turn. They have 17. Okay. Just keep on making it bigger. And they're still not attacking. Is there a reason to play lands? No. Pass. The reason not to is because if I ever do draw lander tokens, then I can trigger Tanic and draw a card. Also, if I draw a bioengineered future... Sure. Oh, creatures with counters on them have trample. Fantastic. Oh, and you got removal? Yep. Great. Oh, and now this thing is voided. So we're dead. I can't imagine we can survive this attack. Unless they just attack with this thing. Yeah, okay, there we go. Then we go to 5, so this is 21 trample damage plus these. So let's assume we block all of this with our weakest creatures. And then we have to block 15 or 17 of that. Yeah, so we're dead. There's no way we can block them for where we don't lose. Well, that sucked. So I think I made 2 mistakes in that game. The first mistake was playing my 6/6. I should have just played 2 3-drops and then played the 6/6 the next turn. The second screw up was there was a turn where basically when we got into a board stall initially, I didn't want to be aggressive at first because I was at a lower life total than he was, but I should have just become aggressive because eventually, yeah, that +1 counter guy was going to get out of hand and then I wouldn't have any good attacks anymore. So there were two turns where I could have made attacks and didn't, and that would have forced him to start blocking. And so I could have maneuvered the game into a position where I could get through even if he had that guy just getting counters every turn. All right, this is fine. We'll keep this. Well, look who it is. Yeah, play Ravine. Drix, I'm gonna play a land and then pass because what I want them to do is I want them to try to put a counter on this either by using its ability or just casting this dude from Yeah. It's targeting him or himself. Yeah, there we go. And now we just kill this guy. Okay, so now I can go this plus this, kill your dude. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. So, Melt Strider. Now he kills this dude. We unfortunately are heavily flooded here. Ah, Death Touch. Well, all right, Death Touch me. Blink. All right, play our worm. Yeah, now I still can't attack with Raging Ravine. Enters with an additional counter on it for each land. Alright, let's just swing with the worm, I guess. Swing. Not blocking me, eh? Alright. I think I am still supposed to play a land. It leaves me with 2 lands still in my hand, and it means I have enough mana to... Oh, come on. Yeah. Alright, discard a forest. Uh-huh. Just with that. Sure. So there's multiple cards in my deck that would care if I had the Lander token. Panic would care. The Bruntar would care. As any creature that I'm about to possibly play for 4 or less would care. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to sack this right now. Okay. That'll do it. So, first we're attacking. Per land that entered, right? Yeah, okay. Swing. They're gonna chump it. Alright. So, sack lander. Play a land, play this guy, enters with 2 counters. Boom, 7-9. Alright, and now we are in a great position. Wow, this card is so much worse than I thought it would be. Holy crap. Yeah, Raging Ravine activating here doesn't make any sense, so let's just go combat. Swing. And chumping. It really does not make sense for them to be chumping here. But, alright. Play this guy. Yep. Kept it on top, you say? This costs 4. This is 4 to activate, so I would be 1 short of also playing this. This can't get through without getting killed. So if I activate Ravine this turn, it becomes a 4/4, and then they could block with the Thawbringer, but then 11 gets through. It's probably better to just play Colossus, right? Yeah. So combat, swing. Yeah, they would be crazy not to block this. They should honestly just block with both to prevent trample, but they're not gonna. Well, they already kept it on top, so I can't imagine they would now bin it. Okay, now they're gonna bin it? Okay, well, that didn't make any sense then. They kept diplomatic relations on top? Why? It can't even kill Lashwood. Alright, animate Raging Ravine. Combat, swing. Yeah. Let's see. Is Bioengineered Future better if you have it exactly on turn 3? Is that the deal? Because so far it seemed to really suck. It does make a lander, so it always counts at least one for itself, and it's like a terrible ramp spell at the very worst. I still don't think I can afford to play this. We got Gene Pollinator, that's one. Then there's 2 of these guys that make lander tokens. That's 2 more. And then there's Bioengineered Future makes a lander token. So 4 cards that fix. And that's it, though. And we need 2 of them in order to get the double black for Mutinous Massacre, which is pretty rough. Moxite also digs for more cards, so that's sort of another thing. I want to see how good this is when you actually draw it on exactly turn 3 instead of getting it later. I am less and less enthused about these guys, though. I think I'm going to cut 1 and put a worm back in. Alright, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Defender, okay. Am I supposed to play Moxite this turn? There's nothing I want to discard is the thing, so I'll just warp this dude. Cryogen, okay. Alright, best dude is... I'm not attacking him anyway, so let's just play Tanic. And then if I don't draw land, I'm definitely Moxiting Pangolin away. Or, You may pay 1 if you do turn red. Mill 3, then return a spacecraft. And it's a 3/2 flying lifelink, and he can station it in 2 moves. Interesting. Alright, well, we're definitely Moxiting now. Oh, I can't... Pangolin, I didn't play Pangolin on turn 2, so now it would be awkward on the curve. Yeah, so now we're going to Moxite the Pangolin away. Huh. If I draw the fight spell, I would want to play that. So versus red 1-drops are less important, I think. So play the Moxite. Discard the Pangolin or Thawbringer, because if I do draw a mountain, I'd want to play a 2-drop this turn. All right, let's just get rid of this guy. We didn't draw a land or anything to play. That's just atrocious. All right, swing. Wow, this has been just terrible. And now we can't win the race anymore. Statecraft, sacking Cryogen Relic, yeah. Well, and you put it on your Flying Lifelinker and draw 2 cards. Jesus. Man, imagine if we had drawn a land there. This gives reach. Oh, now we draw a land. Thank you so much, deck. Alright. Guess we're attacking, and then if they block... No, it only gets reach for 1 turn. I guess we're just playing Pangolin and passing. Because we want them to attack and then we ambush this. I guess if I attacked and they blocked, I could have just chosen not to use it. Alright, well, let's try to not have you have removal. I'm going to put it on Pangolin in case they do have a response, in which case they've got to shoot the Pangolin instead of Tannock. Alright, and they still have a response after that. Is it going to be the Griptide card? No, it's just Grave Kill. Totally bypasses it anyway. Alright, great. Love getting 2 for 1. Alright, Colossus, I guess. I don't know. But I can't even stop this thing is the problem. I can stop it next turn with Cavern. If they don't have an answer in their 6 cards. Elf roll, okay. Start 2 unless you discard an artifact. So our offense and defense sucks now, because now we can't attack without them just being able to double block Fungal Colossus, and we can't block because they have Death Touch. This card's Pinnacle Killship when they already have 6 lands? Another one. We got, oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, so we're just enormously fucked here. Just like, so this just comes down and kills anything that we play, so now I can't even play this. This is also a 7/7 that they can station in 1 turn. Fucking Christ, man. But they chose not to station this on their turn. That makes no sense. I mean, if we play this, the kill ship just kills it. So we need to draw a card here. Lander, crack this. Titanic, draw a card. Alright, go. So they go, play this, kill Fungal Colossus. This attacks in the air still. Potentially this attacks in the air as well, and then we're dead in 2 hits. And we have to kill 3 different things that have flying. Yeah, we're gonna lose. Bye-bye, Colossus. They're stationing the one that can't attack this turn. Okay. And not stationing anything else. The only thing worse than losing is losing to bad players. Can they station both next turn? They can station... This is 3 more, and this is 5 more. So not unless they play something else, but they can easily play something else. And I'll have a blocker. I can't even block and trade with this thing. I can play Germinating Worm, but not both it and Cavern Sky Warden. Station this, I have to chump block. If they station both, we're dead. If they kill this, we're dead. Yeah, it's not happening. There's no way we get out of this. Oh, what does this do? Oh, yeah, the scam guy. Alright, so that's lethal. And then they station another thing. Yep. Could have just done this last turn. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we found the bullshit. It only took us 3 drafts to get here. Okay, so now that I know the format is based on bullshit, we will now embrace the bullshit, and we will cut Thawbringer and bring in these turbo drones and the worm and the massacre and the Colossus? Yeah. And then cut this and put into swamps. And now we have to cut 4 cards? Why do we have to cut 4 cards? Because I cut one thing and added in Worm. Added in Worm Colossus. Drone. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we're getting rid of Harrier. And the Pangolin has sucked every single time we've had it. Needs a much more aggressive deck for that to matter. This guy is just a 3/3, which I guess is okay. The bioengineered future is terrible. That's just been god-awful every time we've had it. I've never wanted to draw it either. And so now we're 1 over? Okay, I'm inclined to want to get rid of Melt Strider. Do I have anything in the deck that gets counters now that bioengineered's out? No. No. This is just gets +1, not a counter. This doesn't. Nothing does. So this is just a 3/3 in our deck. All right, we'll get rid of that. Should probably play this other Moxite, shouldn't I? We'll cut the burst. Okay. Cut the burst. It is the only thing that gives trample, right? Which matters for Colossus and other stuff. I guess I could cut Sky Warden. Yeah, if we're being more aggressive, he's less aggressive, I guess. All right, yeah. All right, let's do this. If the game is rigged, then why not just put everything on black, right? Just lean fully into it. Like, hey, if we're just going to lose to random chance, then let's also give ourselves the opportunity to win to random chance. All right, we got a curve. We've got our haste dude. Let's go. I'm not supposed to warp this. Oh, man, that's tricky. I think I'm supposed to play Moxite and not discard it. Just because I have the haste dude doesn't mean I actually need to... Well, we're definitely attacking. Like a worm. Next turn, Cavern Turbo Drone. Yeah, I'm just not going to play anything. Combat, swing. Play the drone. What does this do? Oh, he's the 2/1 that, yeah, okay. Interesting. Would I trade Scrap Dude for the flyer? No. Okay. So play this guy. Target him. Swing. They conceded to that? Okay. Hey, the bullshit paid off. Yeah. All right. It is awkward that we've got Gene Pollinator into Litho Breaking, but we don't have to use Litho Breaking. Oh, it can actually Melt Stride it? They would have to play something that has 1 toughness, though. Command Bridge, tap their thing. Yeah, all right. So then we play this, and then we just attack them. The fighting chance seems super nice. It is a lot better than it looks. Oh, another one of these. Oh, it even has 1 toughness. Okay, so now we go land. Melt Strides resolve. here. Shoot your dude. Can't resolve this. Then they make a robot. Then we play the drone. And now we can haste every other creature that we play. Killing this dude, sure. Also, this toughness boost on this means that we get to survive with the breaking. Okay. I can play 5 drops now. Or I can lander token, or do I just play fungal? Let's just play fungal. Let's just keep the pressure up. This is the another artifact enters guy? Okay, yeah. So combat, swing. Obviously not blocking. Then we play this, Bruntar. Trigger once per turn, okay. Well, we still got Litho Breaking to just sweep them all up anyway. Does it lose its abilities, or... Oh, no, they steal it. Come on, man. You've got to be kidding me here. I guess we're losing this guy. The problem now is under their control. We go Litho Breaking, kill the board, and then... But then the problem is that they still have this, so I have to plunge this. So... I mean, they'll probably chump block our Colossus. Combat, swing... Yep, alright. Alright. Plunge this dude. And go. Blood Artist, okay. They sacked the Bruntar. What are we doing? Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure. Alright, crack the lander. Go grab a mountain. Actually, no. What am I talking about? I have swamps in my deck. Go grab a swamp. Litho Breaking. Lander token. And attack them for 1, I guess. Alright. Last card, Mechanozoa. Sure. Do I have it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm 1 short, so I do need to play a land this turn. Uh-huh. Second spell you cast is cheaper. Well, we didn't... I could warp... No, that doesn't matter because this doesn't have haste yet. Yeah, so... We can't even block this guy, really. All right, so we play the drone, and then we just pass. So we take this 5. Now we can actually play the Colossus. I mean, they don't have to block it is the issue. So, like, if I go Colossus haste attack, they can just take the 10, and then I only have 1 blocker, so that if they have anything that pumps or gets rid of our guy, we're just fucked. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, wait, actually, no, because I have to tap Gene Pollinator to even cast it. Yeah, so we're going to go here. We're going to cast. Wait, oh, no, I warped it by accident. Oh, shit. Well, now we're committed. I meant to just cast that normally. They did block it. All right. Well, do you have removal? The thing is, I have to block. I have to chump block, and then I'm actually don't have the mana to play this. Bombard doesn't work. Fuck. I actually can't survive, right? Because I go... So if I block and kill this, I take 2, and the Blood Artist effect goes off, and I lose. So I have to bombard this chump here. Man, that sucks so much. How was I misclicked? All right, well... Pass. Turn up to 2 non-spacecraft creatures. Oh, come the fuck on. Come on. How does this guy just have constantly amazing top decks the entire game? Whatever. How would that game have played out if I just played the Colossus normally? So I would have had Colossus in play, then he wouldn't have had any attacks, then we would have continued. I would have attacked with the Colossus. He wouldn't have had to block. And then he would have drawn the spacecraft bounced. But I would have had another creature in play at that point, so I could have chumped the Mechanozoa. Yeah, it's impossible to know. Ugh. Well, that was horrible. All right. Well, we know the format's bullshit now, so... That's what we're going to play to. Forget about any sort of fair magic. Oh, I'm going to play my 3 mana 3/3. No, no, no. You're going to do the bullshit. Nova Hellkite, boom, easy. There's also Stomping Ground in the pack. And vote out. What else does we have? Vault Guard Trooper. Being advanced, if you control 2 moves tapped, you may discard if you do draw 2. So Tormenting Voice on end step if you have 2 taps. Edge Rover. Poison guy. The poison is based on what? Non-token artifact creature. Make a robot. Cryo Shatter. This dude. Plasma Bolt. Depressurize. This is a great pack. Yeah, but it's obviously going to be Nova Hellkite. There's like no chance this Stomping Ground wheels, right? Lightstall Inquisitor. Actually one of the cards that I want for Raise the Past. So very, very strongly want to take this. There's also Bombard, which is probably the correct pick. And if we want to win, and it's way more important on Arena to win games than Rare Draft, so probably just take Bombard here. End step, if you have 2 taps, put a counter on each creature you control other than this one. Bombard it is. Okay, there's a lot here. There's the giant blue guy. There's Scout for Survivors. Bring back total mana value 3 or less from the grave to the field with counters on them. Interceptor Mechan. Return target artifact or creature from your graveyard to your hand. That sounds pretty good. It's a 2/2 flyer. Void is... It gets a counter. Slag Drill, which has been pretty mediocre. Intrepid Tenderfoot. There's also Ice Cave Crasher if we want to grow Gruul again rather than Rakdos. This guy kind of draws a card. Is the Sack Surveil guy a consideration for Raise the Past? Yes, he's a 4/of. He is like completely reshaped that deck. I'm gonna take Ice Caves. I would rather just have big creatures. I don't really know. Scavenger Grounds. Okay, not taking that. 2/3, gain a life on landfall. What else do we have here? We've got the... Oh, no, that's the equipment, not the fight spell. Cavern. Full bore, +3/2. And if you warped... If the creature was warped, it gets trample and haste. Okay. Does he replace Bart? He's in addition to Bart. When we're done drafting, like when I'm officially done edge drafting, then we will assemble Raise the Past and take that through a bunch of games. But that won't be today. Yeah, we'll take full bore. Thespian stage. Then what else? There's Pull Through the Weft. This guy. What else? Rig for War. This is looking like it's going to be a much more aggressive deck. I'm also not committed to green just because I have Ice Cave Crasher. But I would like to be green if possible. I don't know how good Thespian Stage is when you don't have Dark Depths. Seems okay. Actually, no, it seems not very good. I'm also not sure how good this card is. I just can't imagine... You'd have to be playing like the Golgari Mill stuff, right? For this to be good, because you have to have lands in your graveyard to bring back. We'll just take Tenderfoot. 0/4 landfall gets +2/0. This Flying Edict guy is actually pretty good. Probably just supposed to take Fungal Colossus. 5 mana, 5/5. Eternity Elevator. What does it do? 20 charge counters means it generates a bajillion mana. Okay, Huh. But you can only activate it once it gets to 20. I'm probably just supposed to take Biosynthetic Burst here, but fuck it, whatever. We'll rare draft this. Is this the fight? Yeah, okay, that's the fight spell, and then I'm not taking anything else here. Rule seems like a strong color combo in this draft. I have no clue about the set and just hopped on a draft and copied your picks, and I'm doing fine. Well, I'm glad my picks are good enough that you're doing well with them. I'm not sure. I don't have enough experience to say whether Gruul is good or not. It seems good. What is this guy? Yeah, okay, 5 mana, 5/5. Oh, another Ice Cave Crasher. I should probably err towards the side. So, here's a good rule of thumb. If you've got 2 different picks and you're like, I'm not sure which one of these is better, the tiebreaker is the one that's cheaper. Another Fungal Colossus. All right. Another Tenderfoot. Melt Strider, Shattered Wings. Okay, let's take Melt Strider. All right, so this looks like the most aggressive deck I've drafted so far. So I really want to lean into that. We've got this +2/+1 equipment. We got full bore. Attach it to target thing when it enters. Yeah, okay. I don't know in what universe I'm playing Eternity Elevator. Probably nothing. I was thinking like Bygone Colossus is expensive, so technically it could ramp you into that. I don't know. I'd need like a really good reason to want the 3 extra mana from this. Well, I guess we're taking this anyway. I will sideboard that in case... And another Eternity Elevator, which I'm almost certainly not taking. What do we have? Use Social Engineering. Landfall equals you make a robot. There's a 2/1. There's Nebula Dragon, which is another big expensive card. Diplomatic Relations. I hate the 5 mana does nothing the turn you play it card. Yes, you can warp it, but like... Nah, I probably just lean into aggro, right? Just take Caveron Harrier. I think here I would be more inclined to take Relations or Nebula Dragon, but considering I already have a bunch of expensive creatures anyway, I much less want to take Nebula, and then this thing is also fine, but I do need like actual cheap creatures here. I only have 2 of them right now, so I'm gonna err towards just taking the cheap creature. All right, Warmaker Gunship seems like a perfect thing here. Flying Haste, it only stations for 3, so it's extremely easy to station this. This, it's always going to deal at least 1, potentially more. It's also easy enough to station it. Also, Orbital Plunge is in the pack. Yeah, alright, we'll take the Gunship. This dude, pretty big. Prop oftentimes going to be 4 mana. And then there's all this other stuff, which I'm not taking. Cavu Landseeker, create a lander. The beginning of the end step on your next turn, sack it. Okay. Also a 4/3 menace, which is decent. But I'm just going to take this huge guy here. Does anything here put lands in my graveyard? I guess if I had Slag Drill, I could sack lands and then get them back. This is the only spacecraft that isn't a creature, by the way. Ruinous Rampage. Exile all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. How relevant is that? It can also just deal 3, which is not a good rate. But the only other cards to take here are Biosynthetic Burst and Cavern Sky Warden. And Biosynthetic Burst is probably just better than this. I also do have cheap artifacts that would get exiled by this if I picked that mode. So yeah, I'll just take Burst. We have 5 non-creatures and then 6 when we take Burst. Terminal Velocity. You can sneak attack in an artifact or creature, and when it leaves, you deal damage equal to its mana value to each creature, and it dies on the end step. But there's also Bombard and the Death Touch Stinger. So this doesn't make anything cheaper. It basically says if you have this plus some other big creature, you can Wrath the board, essentially. Let's try it. During your turn, other creatures you control get +1/0. There's also the Death Touch guy. Warp him. Probably just supposed to take the Death Toucher. I would be more inclined to take this if I already had a bunch of cheap creatures, but since I don't and I have more expensive creatures, I just need more cheap creatures. Pain for All. Enters, enchanted creature deals damage equal to its power to any other target, so it's basically a fight aura. Whenever enchanted creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to each opponent. Alright, let's try it out. There's also Fungal Colossus in this pack. It's not a huge deal if we give that up, though. We've got a bunch of expensive creatures anyway. Ooh, a ramp dude who's also 2 mana. Alright, for sure him. Flag drill, diplomatic relations. How many non-creatures do I have? 8. Ugh. All right, I'll tentatively take diplomatic relations. Ooh, the haste station. Also, Drix Fatemaker, who's whatever. Slag drill. There's a lot of rule cards to be left. Take this thing. Creature versus mediocre spell. Creature. Another creature. All right. Bombard is the last card in the pack. How is that possible? Woohoo, boy. Landfall, double the power of something. Well, that's obviously the pick. What are we cutting? Would I rather cut Melt Strider over Diplo? Probably yes. It is a permanent boost. So this does let you cheese wins. You go like turn 1 or 2 a creature, turn 2 or 3, play Melt Strider on it to start beating them down. If they don't have a way to remove your guy, get a bunch of damage in. I don't know what in the world I'm cutting. Probably Cavern. Green Sun Zenith, you say? What else is in this pack? Breeding Pool, Larval Scoutlander, Germinating Worm. I don't need this. I would play it, but I don't need it. Larval Scoutlander, I also don't need. How much stuff do I have with Landfall? There's this guy. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Green Sun would let me tutor for this dude, and there's nothing else that I really want to tutor for. These guys are also super fucking expensive, so I can't really Zenith for them. So I'm probably supposed to take the Scoutlander. It's ramp. We have a bunch of expensive stuff. It double triggers Landfall for this dude. Yeah, all right. Combat, target creature gets +1/0 and gains first strike. Tapestry Warden. I don't think that does anything for me. This is 1 more damage. The 7 guy, yeah, 7 toughness guy is bigger. Well, I'm definitely taking this dude. There's another one. Okay. And then the only other guys are expensive cards, so we're not taking those. What is this dude? He's the poison guy? Yeah, okay. Take that. Chance Encounter is a bite spell, right? Deal damage equal to the power of the chosen creature, which is creature you control or a warped creature in exile. And then there's this spell. All right, we'll take that. All right, we're almost certainly going to just not play Melt Strider in full bore, given everything here. Kill Ship. Galvanizing Saw Ship. I think, given the texture of the deck, I think the Saw Ship is actually the correct pick here. Here, Frontline Rager, not taking that. I'm probably not playing any of the cards here, so I may as well just take uncommons. Really? He's here and he's here. Wow, which one's better? 5/7 with Reach or 4/4 with Trample? Probably 5/7 with Reach. Bygone Colossus. Also, what did I have that cared about warp stuff? Pain for All, Terminal Velocity. This doesn't give Trample, right? We'll just take the 4-drop. Okay. Moxite has just sucked every single time I've had it, so yeah, let's just not even bother. Okay, now let's take 2-drop. Nebula Dragon. Another worm, all right. Okay, so we're way over budget. How many non-creature spells? 12. All right. I really wish Arena... Does Arena have a way to separate spell creatures and non-creatures in the viewer type? Creature? Aha, it does. That was incredibly unintuitive. All right. So, I mean, stations are not creatures, but they're not creatures in the same way that vehicles are not creatures, because once you station them, they're just stationed forever. You don't have to keep tapping your guy down through them. So, they're sort of creatures. Get rid of Bioburst. What else? The creature or artifact, yeah. All right. It's just deals damage to all the creatures on the board. Deals mana value, so not power. Let's get rid of Cavarun Harrier, because I can tell that we're not going to be that kind of a deck anymore. What else? Steam Rip seems annoying for constructed or limited, because in limited it doesn't seem that great. So he makes a lander, and then you have to spend the lander on your next turn or you lose it. I mean, for sure we've got to cut some stuff, right? So we only have 2 different kinds of lands. So the Colossus is 5 mana. Nebula Dragon is 7. And this guy's sort of 4 mana. Because he's not always 4 mana. And then there's the worm. I mean, I gotta cut so many cards, right? We've got 8 cuts to make. It's gotta be some spells, right? So we're not... So, removal. We're not cutting any of those. Then Pain for All is also removal. Then Warmaker Gunship is removal. Then Diplomatic Relations is also removal. And then Scoutlander. So Scoutlander ramps us 1 mana. So we go from 3 to 4, which is valuable. How much things have landfall? The Crashers have landfall, and the Harmonizer has landfall. That seems worth it. Got 1 of the Tenderfoots. How many creatures do I still have after that? 19. That's tons. We're not cutting Stinger or Mechan. These guys... Okay, so now that this is our curve, these guys are much worse, but they're still good enough to play. Probably got to cut stuff based on the curve, so it's Nebula Dragon or 1 of the Colossi. Or... yeah. I guess the Colossi in this deck are strictly worse than the Worm, because I'm never going to have them cost less than 5. Actually, no, they're not strictly worse because they pair with Terminal Velocity. So if there is something that's higher than 5 toughness that I need to kill, that is relevant. Well, let's cut... 3 is just so little, and it's a 6/5 flyer with haste. Like, let's cut 1 of the Colossus. Not him. Not him. As crap as it is, I think we cut both Colossus. Hard Pain. When it's dealt damage, it deals that much to each opponent. Okay. Diplomatic Relations is our worst removal spell, and we have a lot of them. So cut that. Four cuts. Still 17 cards. Four early plays plus molecular modifier. I mean, there's plenty of things that I can think that I want to cut, but there's nothing. But there's not four things that I want to cut. One of these guys. I don't want to cut any of these. Do its power to any other target. This is also a nice little synergy with this and Terminal. But I have very, very few artifacts. So this is a lot of times just going to be 1 damage. But even with that said, it's a 4/3 flyer. It doesn't take that much to just station it up to be a 4/3. So I would probably play it even if I had 0 other artifacts in my deck. Oh, one of the worms. The last 2 cuts have got to be spells, right? My top contenders are Pain for All. And Starship. Hmm. $15 creatures. So this deck just doesn't work if you don't draw a lot of lands. So I'm going to gamble that we just draw lands and cut according to that philosophy. So I'm going to cut another Tenderfoot, and then... How relevant is this Lander token? So if you have played this guy, you already have 4 mana. I do have a lot of stuff that's expensive, though. And I have landfall on all 4 of these guys. I'm probably supposed to cut another expensive card, and that card is probably Worm or Nebula Dragon. Let's just cut modifier, whatever. All right, so we have 13 creatures, which is on the low side. 10 spells, a bunch of those are removal though. All right, let's do it. Am I supposed to have more forests? I guess so. I have double greens plus Scoutlander ramps. Or fixes. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Hey, Dylan. I am drafting Edge of Eternities. ... How the fuck is Bombard a last pick? All right, we got a curve. Let's go. Starport magician guy, whatever he's called. Starport security. Costs 2 less if you control a creature with a counter on it. Okay. Oh, I can actually shoot him. Ooh, I can shoot this guy. What does he do? Cast your second spell, blah, blah, blah. All right. Warp. Kill your Illvoy operative. Combat. Swing. All right, now we absolutely have to draw another land, or, you know, things are not going to go well for us after that. Three different colors, all basics acquired. Uh-huh. Nope. I guess I can warp this guy, but doing that doesn't accomplish anything. So, yeah, we just combat. Alright, well, they also didn't do anything. Fourth land. Uthros. What does this do? Draw 2, ditch a card, stations for 8. Well, I like that they're not really advancing their board. So if I were them, I would just Starport Security station this. Even if it is only 1 counter. Yeah. Still no. Oh, that's sort of mana. Swing! Uthros. You can advance stuff. You control 2 more tap creatures, which they can do because they can station this thing. Yeah. So they're going to station, then they're going to gain 2 life. And what are we doing? We're playing Ice Cave, probably. Well, there's a land. I'm probably still supposed to just play this land, right? Actually, I can bring in Nova Hellkite right now. Yeah, let's do that. Nova Hellkite. Kill this dude. Wing! They can play another creature, station this, but that's not good for them. Cryo Shatter here. What does this do? -5/0. When the enchanted creature becomes tapped or is dealt damage, destroy it. So basically, we can't attack with it anymore. So it's essentially just a blocker. And then they've got this guy, and then they are going to station this. So just to gain the 2 life. That's pretty risky. They're attacking? Yeah, no. Ooh, okay, so I go Lash Whip. I need Trample, right? I go Crasher, Melt Stride, kill your flyer, attack with 2. Yeah, so I need to specifically tap this guy for red. And then we go Crasher. Then Melt Stride here. Kill your flyer. And just with the Blooming Stinger. Godless Shrine. Huh. Really? 4 colors, or they're playing this because they have Fungal Colossus? Right, Spear Zealot. This is going to be hard to get through. Okay, so we've got Landfall, so I can make this... It's double the power, right? So I can make this 8 power, and then... It's still not even really that good of an attack. Oh, wait, no, it would be 10. Because I would plus 5, then double it. So it'd be... Yeah. So... Harmonizer. Landfall. Trigger that first. Target here. I'm not swinging with Mechan. They can still block this even in a way that it's not that profitable for me, but it doesn't matter. I've got so much more stuff coming up. Yeah, block here, plus probably block with the Bright Spear Zealot too, and then we just kill Grove Strider. No, they're just blocking that. All right. Just gonna let me trample the rest, eh? When you could just block with Bright Spear and not take more damage. Fungal Colossus. All right, yeah. That should be the game. Saw ship. Station here. Consult the star charts. I mean, those are going to be some pretty good star charts if you've got a 1 mana instant speed answer to this. Combat. The wing. Yep. I almost wonder if I shouldn't just be 18 lands, considering how much mana I need. I especially really need to hit 4 on curve. I think what I can just do is... What is this? Alright, whatever that is. I think I can just lean towards keeping hands that have more lands in them than usual, because I know I'm going to have payoffs. The problem with Eternity Elevator is that if I have this, that means I already have 5 mana, so it's not really getting me that much more towards this stuff over here. Three lands and a ramp spell. All right, we're good. I think it's one of those reward orbs. I think so as well. Harmonizer plus Scoutlander. Or plate. Disenchants a creature. All right, I just absolutely need to hit my next land drop, so let's just do this. All right, so take 3. Oh, wait, I can just station this in 1 turn. Yeah, okay, so... Does this do any target? To any other target? I can't afford to wait around. We're going to play this guy. And then we're going to go here, target himself, and station this. And then am I attacking? I guess so. They don't have that much of a clock on us. Yeah, swing. Also, I don't have any good blocks because they just give first strike, so just hit them. And if they play a single other creature, next turn I get to play Lash Whip for 4. Grave kill our guy. I don't want Creature deals damage equals power to any other target. All right, let's just do this. So Pain for All here. Kill modifier. And then we'll keep hitting them. Razblade Heavy, which does what now? Death Touch as long as you control an artifact. It gets +1 and has Death Touch. I could just kill both of their guys. Alright, so what is the target? Choose a creature you control or warp creature. Target creature. So I'm targeting this. And then this is the one I'm choosing. Yeah. And then we'll kill this guy. I'll just do it now to get around any sort of tricks they might have. It is awkward that I'm killing all their guys when I specifically want to play Lash Whip Predator, but I am also only 1 land away from casting it anyway. Alright, well, there goes our guy. They're also main phasing that. Target creature. It's only going to deal 1. I guess I am supposed to just play it right now. All right. Oh, well, made it 4-3. Is 4-3 your money back, or you only get your entry back at 5-2? Haste. Well, that sucks. Oh, this thing can also deal 3 to me. I have to keep that in mind. Wait, they warped it? Oh, so they can activate this. Okay, yeah. All right. Lash Whip Predator. And I officially cannot afford to station because I need to have a blocker open. So then they target me with this. We take 3. We go to 4. And they still have 4 cards in their hand plus this dude. They're not going to play anything, including their haste guy. Well, that doesn't bode well for us. Ooh, Nova Hellkite. Do I attack them? What is the odds that they just go removal spell, cast haste, dude attack? Which we still don't die even if they do that, I guess. I think I'm supposed to attack and then play another Lash Whip. So, combat, swing, play another Lash Whip. Okay. Alright, well, we're de facto at 1 because of this thing. Oh, man, are you telling me they actually have this to the kill here? You're kidding me. Alright, well, our opponent had 9 points of burn. I mean, what are we going to do? Three lands with a curve. All right. Hey, I also have one of those. Are they just gonna activate it? That would actually mean that neither of my removal spells can kill it. Diadrant as a 3/4. God damn it. Well, now what? I cannot imagine that it is correct to just pump this dude. We remove a counter from each of 2 creatures, so then they can go activate and then attack and remove the counter. So we do want to kill this. All right, well, let's be mana efficient and do that. So target here and kill this guy. And don't attack them. Uh-huh. I mean, surely you're going to attack, right? Yeah. All right, Harmonizer. Sledge class, so they must have just drawn that. They didn't station it, though. What a draw. Can I kill both of their guys? I can kill both of their guys. So first things first. Trigger target itself. I don't think they have anything, but let's see. So these are both instants, so... So target Deodrine. Hit this guy. Alright. Bombard, kill this guy. And swing. Alright, we got it. Yeah, this appears... So after the amazing first impression that I had yesterday, this format is seemingly more and more the gambling format, where it's like whoever curves out with their bullshit first just wins. We don't have red, but we do have Scoutlander to get red. And we're on the play. All right, keep it. Is that Swarm Yard? Regenerate insect, rat, spider, or squirrel. What are we doing? I could go Lander token, station, next turn, crack Lander, or play Gunship first, then crack the land if I draw land. Or I just play Harmonizer station? Also, this doesn't block this. This does. Well, I guess I'm stationing anyway. This commits me to a specific course of action next turn. Yeah, alright, let's play this guy. Take a lander, station this. Tannook. Alright. So they get to trigger it twice next turn. We want to kill this if possible. Oh, son of a bitch. We didn't draw land. Fuck me. And I only have 2 artifacts in play anyway, so Gunship still can't kill anything. It could have killed that normally. Alright, so they're going to get to trigger Tannook. That sucks. Oh well. Alright, go find a forest, and then we'll play Tenderfoot. And I'm not blocking anything, so just station this. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. So I can't kill anything with the Gunship. I could play Worm and gain some life. That seems decent. Station this, I guess. Station here. My blocks are also horrendous. Oh, fantastic. So, do I just die here? Why is everything pumped? Oh, it's just representing what it is? Okay, yeah. So, I have to block the 5 or we're dead, which means we have to trade, which is terrible. And then we go to 1, and then any land from Tannock kills us. And every single creature on board also kills us. So, yeah, we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. Amazing. I think this might be the fastest I've ever seen a limited format fall apart. Usually it takes, like, a decent number of drafts to, you know, for the cracks to start forming. This one is just 3rd draft immediately. It's just falling apart in front of my eyes. Everything is just synergy curves or just insane curves where it's like, oh, well, did you not play the optimal perfect thing on curve? Well, you're dead. Your opponent has just crazy shit and you can't possibly deal with it. No green sources, but all red. All right. And Cat and Landseeker's gonna fix us anyway. Okay. Kind of a funny hand indeed. Another 3 of different basics in a row, no setup. All right. Surveil, what do we got? Get rid of a land. Okay, so we have to crack this now. Is there any reason to do anything else first? No, so we have to crack it now. Activate. Go grab a forest. Play a land. I guess we're gonna kill this. Yeah, bombard this guy. I guess I didn't have to do that because this has menace. Kept it on top. Sammy, sure. We have, this is an artifact. So we're gonna kill this. If I chance, then I can't do anything else. So it's probably just play gunship, attack with the gunship, and I don't care that this thing's active. Yeah, so play the gunship, or the saw ship rather. Station the saw ship. Attack with the saw ship. Fetch of planes are a 1-drop? Yeah. Lightstall Inquisitor, sure. We can just kill this and then they take lethal, yeah. Target, choose. Combat, swing here. What did I tell you? Just curve out, opponent can't deal with it, lose. Where's the break-even point? Is at 4 or 5? It's at 4. Or no, 5 wins. It's 4 gems represented here for some reason. So 5 wins is break-even. 4 wins is not terrible, though. That's like almost break-even. All right, 4 lands, both colors. We are on the draw. So we do have some catch-up to do. Hopefully our gunship can kill something. Island Swamp. All right, Tenderfoot. Another 3 colors, all basics in a row. Isn't buy-in 2K? No, buy-in's 1,500. Pinnacle Emissary. Well, that's gonna get out of hand. Wow. So playing the gunship here doesn't really seem to be accomplishing anything, so I think I'm just supposed to activate and attack, and if they block, that's good for me. Whenever you cast an artifact, make a drone. That is going to enable our Predator to get online really quick. And also the gunship can't just shoot drones. I don't like these basics in paper. These Innistrad full arts look all the same. Yeah, they're fucking awful. In paper, they're so bad. You can't tell them apart. They've upped the... Like, the colors are very distinct here on the frames. Okay. Wait. Oh, they have 3 artifacts now. Great. And this is not a creature, so our Lash Whip isn't online. Fantastic. Alright, what am I doing? Probably just Crasher now. I don't want to have to commit to Landseeker next turn. And gunning the one drone doesn't seem good either. So let's just play Crasher. For God's sake. Alright. What does this thing do? It's the one that gets back the card that you mill over. What'd they get back with it? Oh, Saw Ship. Fantastic. So we're dead. There's nothing I can do. And they even have... They can activate the gunship this turn, too. Fucking insane. Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, I guess I can play Lash Whip and cross my fingers that they don't have removal. Even if they don't have removal, that's still, like, so many attacks. So now they can play the Saw Ship and immediately station it. And get more drones. And station Grav Ship, too. They go Saw Ship, make a drone. Emissary stations the Saw Ship. The Saw Ship and 2 drones station the Grav Ship. Then they can just not attack, and then they can attack next turn with a bajillion creatures. They're just going to attack, eh? Alright. Walk here. What do you got? That's a trick that's going to kill my Lash Whip. Oh, they're just going to get it back? Oh, yeah. So they get it back, and then it's removal next turn, and they have so many artifacts that can actually just straight up kill him. This is just insanity. This is an artifact, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's actually exactly enough to kill Lash Whip Predator. Fucking insane. It'll actually, no, it'll be 1 more, because this will trigger to make another drone. The Lash Whip close encounters kills the Emissary, and then hopefully I draw a land so I can also gunship something. Oh my god. Ugh. I kill this, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which doesn't kill the Predator. And I have to spend 2 mana to kill that and not do anything else. Yeah, alright. Shoot him. You cannot have a trick in response to this. Okay. Obviously no attacks. Oh my god. They had another artifact that they can play, for fuck's sake. Oh, this gives haste too. What do we have? 3, 6. Station here. 8 damage? 9 damage? And we go to 2 and then we're dead? Yeah, alright. Well, we just lost to Pinnacle Emissary. Like, they played it on turn 3. We didn't have an answer to it. We lose. Man, didn't even reach 4 wins, so we're just draining gems now. All right. Man, those were some fast drafts, too. It's only been 2 hours. How do I look up how much of the set I have completed? You go to decks, right? And then get rid of these. Collection. Set. Isn't there a way to do it? Filters. Or is it in profile? Set mastery. Set collection. Track your progress on collecting card sets. Edge of Eternities, 30%. All right, I mean, I've got another one in me. All right. Well, let's do it. Lightstall Inquisitor, which is a card we want. It's just not a great card to first pick. Although this pack doesn't look that good either. We've got Orbital Plunge. Close Encounter. There's not really anything here that I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I passed that for the Lightstall. If I didn't need Lightstall for Raise the Past, I probably wouldn't pick it here, though. I would probably just pick one of these 2 removal spells is probably what I would pick. But we're going down an aggro route, so Lightstall it is. Okay, what do we have? Invasive Maneuvers, that's a good removal. There's also Servondum, the Lucent. Ilvoy, Plasma Bolt. Is Plasma Bolt better than this? 1 more damage most of the time and instant, but it's also 1 mana more. This can also go to the face. This can't. You have a spacecraft, it deals 5. I'm really not sure. I think it's Invasive Maneuvers. All right, so there's this guy, Bombard. And then the white card in the pack's okay, but I wouldn't take it over these. Ratbot, Interceptor. Okay, so he is... So his ability is somewhat relevant. I think I'd just, again, rather just take the cheap removal that I know is going to be good. 2 or more tap creatures and may discard your hand. Oh, discard your hand. It's not Tormenting Voice. Now I'll still go with Bombard. This does have the higher upside, though. Good luck with your draft. I'll head up for now. Thanks for stopping by. See you again next time. 2/2 Double Strike. And can get bigger, although probably not most of the time. Dockworker Drone. Modifier is also good. I don't have to be white just because I picked Lightstall first. So ignoring the colors of them, is Modifier better than Dual Sun? Dual Sun does attack for more overall. Alright, we'll take Dual Sun. Emergency eject, Saw Ship, Moxite, Warden. I think I want the Saw Ship. This is fine. I do already have 2 removal spells. And this, like, the Saw Ship is pretty great. Alright, Saw Ship it is. Alright, Dock Worker, 3 mana, 3/3. I would like that over Dock Worker. There's also the Torpedo. It costs 3 less if you attack with a spacecraft. There's also Orbital Plunge. Oh, never mind. We're taking that. Yeah, I'll take a decent removal spell over a generic creature that could be any creature. Remnant Elemental. Exosuit Savior. Avalanche Seeker. Okay. And this is 5 mana for a 3/4 flyer that you can move around. This is cheaper. You're not always going to be able to pump it, though. What does bouncing anything do for me here? Usually not a lot. It's a Windrake. It's the bouncing ability on it has been pretty mediocre so far. I haven't even gotten to play with this guy. This guy's also decent. I'll take Landseeker. All right, Lightsmith, definitely. This guy's also good. I think Lightsmith's better, though. Also Orbital Plunge. I'm looking less and less like an aggro deck. You know what, I'll just take... we'll take... Okay, Full Bore, Dock Worker, Reroute Systems. Between the 2 combat tricks, I think I like Reroute better, and this guy's pretty mediocre, so like Reroute. But we have a lot of our creature to non-creature ratio is pretty bad so far. Take Reroute, and then what do we have? This guy's fine. Ore Plate, I like because he's cheaper. Yeah, take Ore Plate. This guy came around. There's also this thing, but I'm not gonna take this over this, even though this is a card I would play in an aggro deck. Take that guy. All right, now he's 4 mana, but yeah. Right here it is. Okay, Seam Rip. Not taking off-color stuff. And then the only other cards... There's another Bombard here. Seam Rip versus Bombard. Again, it's cheap versus can kill more things. I really do think we just have to default to kills more things. Like, hitting 2 drops and under for Seam Rip is just not good enough. It is more relevant in the early game. But I'll still take Bombard. Anyway, we're at 5 non-creatures, so now we're kind of pushing the upper limit on that, so... Gotta start prioritizing creatures a lot more. Okay, definitely not taking this. This guy's decent. Oh, Plasma Bolt. And this guy. Well, I'll take Plasma Bolt over this. And that puts us at 7 non-creatures, and now we really have to prioritize creatures. Right, Plasma Bolt. Pinnacle Starcade, you say, and it's a card that is harmful to us as well. But that's fine. Draw a card, activate only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. There's also this guy. I have no equipment, right? Yeah. Not that that alone is a reason not to take him, but it's something to consider. That puts me at 8 non-creatures. Also hurts our aggro strategy. Okay. You can crack it late, I guess. It's fine. We'll take Pinnacle. All right. Not taking that. Scout for survivors. This dude again. Haste guy. This dude with the landfall ability. I think it's haste guy. I cannot afford any more non-creatures, so that leaves out Scout for survivors. And then this only sometimes having 2 power is just not good enough. And then my curve's too high, so I don't want another 4-drop. Adepts, what does this thing do? Deal 3 to any target when it enters, and then you can station it on... Okay, so it's 3 damage on enters, and then the station part of it is really bad. I mean, it does have flying. There's another bombard. Ugh. Puts us to 9 non-creatures. I mean, I guess we can cut Reroute or Pinnacle Star Cage. Dual Sun Technique. Target creature gets double strike. If it has a counter on it, draw a card. Flag Drill. This thing. I like flying. I think I just need to take Dock Worker Drone because I just need cheap creatures. As much as I think it's a mediocre card. Enters, make a 2/2, becomes a 3/4 flyer. Radiant Strike is removal. I'm not taking the 7-drop dragon, probably. Stations for 9. 2-drop is probably at the top of the pack here. Yeah, 2-drop is at the top of the pack. 10 non-creatures. We have to cut some of that. Reroute. It's also an indestructible thing. Like, it's fine as a combat trick. Star Cage is out. Probably Radiant Strike as well. Radiant Strike's next up on the chopping block if I need more room. Seam Rip. Dock Worker Drone. Take Dock Worker. Now, you know what? I'll find replacements. I'll just take this. Came around, okay. This also came around. Oh, there's another replacement. I'm almost certainly not going to play this. Let's just hide that. All right, another pack. Sludge Class, Weft Walking, Banishing Light. Deal X damage target attacking or blocking, where X is 2 plus the number of creatures and or spacecraft you control. Honor, Haste Dude, Haste Dude. I'm at 22. I don't particularly care about these cards. I care about Banishing Light. But holy crap, we have so many non-creatures. I think I like Banishing Light more than I like Radiant Strike, so... Cheaper, hits anything unconditionally, whereas this only hits tapped stuff or artifacts. Devastating Onslaught. Create X tokens that are copies of target creature or artifacts. Haste, sack them at end of turn. I mean, how often do you get to play it? There's also not that much here that's that good, although Vault Guard Trooper's probably decent. Yet another non-creature spell, though. Do we have any... How many spacecraft do we have for this? We've got Saw Ship, and then... Actually, I can just look over here. We have 1 spacecraft, so that's probably going to brick most of the time. Diadrene, Starfield Shepherd. Another Banishing Light. Wow. Weft Blade Enhancer. This gets us lands, which is helpful. What am I cutting for it? Lux Knight. Bright Spear Zealot, maybe? Seam Rip, this dude who we can't use. Weft Blade Enhancer, who I probably would play. What am I cutting for it? Lux Knight Breacher, probably. Another Starfield Shepherd. Okay, that changes things because that means I have a lot more opportunity to fix my lands. And it means I have more de facto two mana plays. So cut reroute systems and I need to cut another card. Figure that out. Sammy. Almost certainly just going to be Sammy. So that. Team Rip. What is this? Target tap X artifacts. Also just makes creatures later in the game, and it doesn't take up a slot in our deck because it's a land. All right, that's the pick. Another Orbital Plunge, too. Dual Sun Adepts. Yep, take them. Other one. I can't afford to play that. I don't have enough space for it, even though I want to. All right. We're 5 over. All right, first of all, how good is Devastating Onslaught? So it makes temporary copies of things. You probably need to pay at least 5 for this before it's actually good. I also don't think we have, like, any ETB triggers. We've got make a lander token and search for stuff if you have 5 mana. That's not very good. This is probably better in Gruul where you have, like, bigger creatures. All right, let's cut Devastating, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 removal plus. We're down to 8 non-creatures. 1, 2. Oh, right. This is 3 bombards. Okay. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I don't want to cut any of these. So then it's creatures. So then I can cut one of these turbo drones. I don't know how good Lux Knight is. If this is a 4 mana 4/4, then it's decent, but still not great. If it's ever bigger than that, then it's better. I probably cut the Bruintar. So the reason being, I have some expensive stuff here, and these are better for aggression because you can warp them and put counters on stuff and then play them again. Even on 6, it comes down and immediately adds attacking power to the board, whereas this doesn't. How useful is the haste on this? Probably not that useful. All right, cut rid of that. And one more cut. I'm not cutting any of these. All these are off limits to cut, so that means cutting something else here. I'm inclined to cut Lux Knight, but I don't know how good it is. Or the Land Seeker, maybe? We do have some expensive stuff that we want to play. It also has Menace, which is relevant. All right, I'll cut the Lux Knight. So it's evenly broken this down into more mountains. You can't fetch a plains unless you have a plains. And we're also playing a colorless land, so we probably need to be even though more of our stuff is white early, not counting the removal spells. I think that's okay. What are the odds we hit with this amount? So you have a 40 card deck. You have 8 planes in the deck. You draw an opening hand of 7 cards. What's the odds that you hit one of them? %82. So 1 in 5 hands is not going to have a planes in it. Problem is, if we up this to 9 and reduce this to 7, then our odds of drawing mountains are too bad. I think we still have to just be 8-8. All right. Let's see where aggro takes us. And we hit a hand that doesn't have white in it. So I can't actually play anything until turn 4. That's if I draw a land. I guess if I don't draw a land in the first 4 turns, we were going to lose anyway. We're also an aggro deck and really just want to put pressure on the board, and this hand doesn't do that, so we probably just have to mulligan this. All right, way better. So here... I guess we put back a Shepherd. Or Landseek. I guess so. Shepherds, they don't just find planes. They also find 1-drops. Which is just Lightstall in this deck. But it does mean that this effectively is multiple cards, whereas this is only ever 1 card. I mean, the Lander token gets a land, sure, but... Alright, let's put this away, I think. Warp this. So here, it's probably more important to go grab a land. We only have a single 1-drop, right? It's just Lightstall. Where's Lightstall? Yeah, it's just Lightstall. Let's just grab the land. Okay. I don't need to kill this. Yeah, so, or at least not yet, so let's just play our guy. I guess with how many fight cards are in this set, maybe it is better. Grove of the Burn Wolves. I didn't even notice that. Yeah. With how many fight cards are in this set, maybe it is just better to kill everything on sight. Interesting. All right. So we're bad on the board right now, so we do have to just start. All right. So I didn't draw a land, unfortunately. So we go crack this. Hang on. I need to do this correctly. I need to warp Starfield, grab a planes, play the planes. Yeah. Warp this. Grab a planes. Blaze the planes. Crack the lander. Grab another mountain. And then plasma bolt this guy. Then he goes away, and then I can bombard Ice Crasher next turn. Alright. So they didn't draw land. So these are 2 spells. Gene Pollinator. Don't know what that is. I guess if I bombard this and it's successful, I would want to play Dual Sun after that. So let's just let's try to kill this now. All right. Dual Sun. What in the world could the last card in their hand be? So it's not removal. Alright, so tap, 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 tap. Play Starfield Shepherd. Go grab the only 1-drop in our deck. Play the only 1-drop in our deck. Alright, what's the card? Oh, it's an 8 mana spell that they can't play right now. Or 7 mana. Pinnacle. Oh, so they're 1 off of being able to play it. If they draw land, they can play it. Or if they draw any other permanent, they can next turn tap Gene Pollinator. Alright, there it is. Oh wait, no, because it's 8 mana now because of Light Spell, so they are 1 more off of playing it. What am I doing? Spread it around. Okay, so warp this guy, and then play Sammy. So warp here. And put the counters here and here. And go to combat. Back with everything. There's Sammy. Then we'll make a robot. This goes away, robot comes down, and now even though this can kill something, it can only kill one thing, and our board's really, really big anyway. And they also have to draw land for it. All right. Only 2 lands, but we have a lot of I mean, we just need to draw a 3rd land, so yeah. And there's our 3rd land. What does he do? Loot when you tap him? Alright, so Dual Sun. They're attacking, so okay, they've got a trick, I guess. Alright, show me your trick. Reroute, sure. Boo. Top or bottom? Interesting. The next turn I go crack this. Plasma Bolt Light Stall. And then the next turn I can play another one. I mean, there's better things we can draw. Yeah, let's put it on the bottom. That's another loot. That wasn't one of them, but okay. First things first, before we show them any other information, playlists. Alright, land. So, kill this guy. Crack my lander. Out. Land, okay. I could shoot it. I don't really care if I shoot it or not. Let's just combat, swing. They trade here, that's fine. Alright. What are we getting off Pulsar, if anything? Brick, yep. We're putting Orbital and Sammy to the bottom, right? Do I bombard this? Probably. More mana efficient if I do. Their own Pulsar. They did not brick. They hit kill ship, which is really bad for us. Oh boy. And we're drawing a bunch of nothing. This can't even attack anymore. Alright, swing. We're just like not even close to like didn't have an aggressive draw at all. Alright, play land, play this. I'm not gonna kill this in case they have an equipment. Not a huge limited guy, but I had a lot of fun with EOE draft so far. I had a lot of fun yesterday, and today has been brutal. All right, what's getting killed? Presumably Pulsar? Uh-huh. So this is a 7/7, so bombarding it doesn't do anything. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Not doing anything with the token. Yeah, bombarding here is not good. I would get in for 4. That doesn't even matter. Well then. I mean, our guys got to trade at some point, so. Actually, so this comes down, and I make a token, and then I have one more left for this guy. Okay, so play this, combat, swing here. Yeah. So make a guy. Trigger, pay it. Station monitor. Whenever you cast your second spell, make a drone. Yeah, we're so screwed. Bombard also can't kill this. It's active now. Oh, they warped it. They can do it again. So we're gonna have one blocker. 5, and I'm one short of also casting Bombard. So I can't block this, so I take 7. They play this, tap this guy down, and then I have a block or one removal, and then we just die to what's on the board. Yep, we're dead. It feels like unless you have the most insane aggro draw, you just cannot compete. Like, your guys get outclassed so fast. So that being the case, I probably want to pivot to a longer game, which means we're going to want Star Cage, and Brune Star, right? Then get rid of Dock Worker Drone. I don't have any equipment to get with this guy, right? No. Two or less. Honestly, Lightstall's not that good, but I don't think I can cut it because I need a 1-drop that I can fetch with Shepherd. Actually, the Dock Worker is probably better than Knight Captain since I have no equipment to get and the counters from Weft Blade can get moved around, so keep Drone. We're at 9 here. Let's cut one of the double striker. No. Nah, let's not play Pinnacle. Yeah, there's times when your opponent swarmed the board, but you never know when that's going to happen. It doesn't seem like it happens often enough to main deck this. All right, we got all our colors. We have the Star Forge. We've got a curve. We're keeping. Go on land, or play land. Probably kill something. Plasmable or Guy. Alright, well. I guess we're just holding up bombarding invasive maneuvers. Oh, come on. I guess I'll discard a planes. Yeah. Am I really going to spend an orbital plunge on this virus beetle? Nah, I'm not. All right, you can hit me for 1. What do you mean you have nothing to play? God damn it, man. All right, so let me play my creature into your removal now. No? What do you have? Reanimating this guy. And then what happens? Sacrifice it unless a non-land permanent left the battlefield. So I can just block Virus Beetle then? What do they have for 1 mana that makes this bad? Nothing? Let me read. So, put target creature from the defending player on the battlefield under your control, tap and attack, and beginning of round, sacrifice this aura unless a non. Okay, so the creature doesn't die. You get to retain it forever. Okay, well, block here. It's not a sneak attack thing. You do lose it. Okay. Yeah. So we play Lightstall and then. They'll have removal up. That just seemed like a horrendous play. You're spending 4 mana so you can get a 2/2 and then have your Virus Beetle die. And the aura that's on it also dies. A land. Alright, combat, swing. I guess I'm probably going to shoot the Pangolin. Depressurize, sure. Alright, so we respond to that. So bombard the Pangolin. Yeah, I guess we have to plunge this. I could have attacked. I doubt they would have blocked, but if they did block, it's kind of a problem if I have no creatures in play for the Saw Ship. Okay. Well, I can play the Saw Ship, but I can't attack with it. So... is it better to just make a robot? I guess. Mill 3, return a creature or spacecraft. Uh-huh. What are we getting back? Milled over these 3? Sure. It's so annoying if they get back Virus Beat. Okay, this guy, sure. I think if I were them, I would have just gotten back Virus Beetle or Swarm Color. Sure. Uh-huh, that's fine. Make a robot. Alright, so... now we can go Pulsar, which is going to brick, because this is the only spacecraft in our deck, with Invasive Maneuvers and Lander token up, right? And then next turn play the Saw Ship. I guess we just kill this immediately then. So... 2, 4, 2 left. Yeah, okay. Practice. Go grab the planes. Play this. Uh-huh. Wow, that's a lot of good stuff going to the bottom. Okay. Kill this guy. Attack with my drone. And another kill spell. All right. Is it conclude itself? Yes, it does. Okay. Don't warp it, I guess. Yeah, don't warp it. Going with the drone. They conceded? They just have nothing? Huh. Alright. No white, and the Starfield requires white to even use it. So if we don't draw white, which is a pretty low probability, 3 of the cards in our hand are dead, and we only have removal spells to play. This is a mull. Alright. So keep this and put back... Turn 1 Lightstall, turn 2 Starfield, turn 3 we need to play, so we're probably putting back Weftblade Enhancer. Yeah. Lightstall. A land. They played this land instead? Okay, they haven't read what Lightstall does. Warp this. Go grab the planes. I guess we just keep attacking them? Yeah. Yep. Trade, play Dual Sun. So if you haven't read it, Lightstall makes lands come in tapped if you pick the land. So there was no reason not to just play that on turn 1. Okay, that is something I wanted to do, so... this guy. If you control 2 or more tapped creatures. Enderfoot. So first of all, combat. And then the likelihood that I'm going to want to discard my hand is incredibly low, so let's just play this Angel. Oh. Yeah. So play the Angel. Go grab another Plains. And that lets us play Saw Ship next turn. Unless they kill our Angel. Token, okay. We're still way ahead on life totals. Swing. Alright, play this guy, even though we're not gonna do anything with him yet. Anti-causal vestige, not warping. Okay, but oh, they're dead. Yeah. Station, combat, swing. All right. Well then. I don't know. Am I valuing the haste on this too much? Should I just be playing it out even if I can't haste it to station it up over 2 turns? Yep, that seems fine. Although we don't have anything to play. I mean, we do have to draw something because we don't have anything really to do after turn 1, but we're not chipping his hand, obviously. Pollinator. Okay, I don't necessarily need to Plasma Bolt that right now. What is the odds that they can go turn 2, play a 2-drop, use Pollinator, play another 1-drop? Let's just kill it. The main deciding factor for that was I was thinking about what happens if I play Light Stall and then they have the plus 02 fight card in their hand. And they just attach it to Gene Pollinator and kill our guy. Putting away Specimen Freighter. Bounce 2 non-spacecraft creatures. Stations for 9. Alright, please draw something we can do next turn, because I don't want a Weft Blade to put a single counter on Lightstall. That sort of counts. Alright, warp. We actually still don't even have anything to do next turn other than put a single counter on Lightstall. Okay. Swarm Yard. Does this count? It's an insect. Okay, so they can regenerate it. Swarm Yard does not cost any mana. Boy, that's rough. I guess it's better to hold up invasive maneuvers and then shoot the Scoutlander. What type is the Scout? It's just a spacecraft. Okay. Five, 7 now. 6. Yep. Even bigger. Okay. That's also an insect, so they can also Swarm Yard that. Yeah. So now they're gonna, yeah. Then swing with the Agrarian. All right, kill Scoutlander. No blocks. Take 5. This is gonna be rough to get out of. 5/5. This gets bigger at least by 1, if not 2 next turn. Also, they can just bounce stuff with the Freighter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if they draw land. This is so incredibly rough. How do I get out of this? I think I have to warp in the Shepherd, play a land, and then try to kill them with Sawship really fast. That's the only way I can think to get out of this, because this is going to overwhelm me on the board. So, combat. Swing here. Then play the Shepherd. Go grab a Plains. Yeah, I mean, there's no point in blocking because they can just regenerate whichever creature I block. And make another lander. No blocks. All right, so now I have to have actually no, because they're gonna have enough mana next turn to play this. So I have to have 3 blockers in play so that I can go. They can go this, bounce 2 things. How the fuck does this bounce 2 things? That's just ridiculous. All right, so creature number 3 only attack with Lightstall Inquisitor. They play this, bounce 2 of them. I chump block Agrarian. This gets in for 3 damage. And then what? Three damage from the Lightstall if I play Weft Blade this turn. I mean, I guess. Then I only swing here. They also have that on top. Okay, we're dead. That blue spacecraft is just egregious. Double bounce. Freaking insane. Not even a rare. Okay, so we can't play anything. So our draws are, we have to draw one of our 15 other lands or one of the 2 other shepherds. So, and we have to draw them in the first 2 turns. What's the odds on that? So we've got 17 hits. So we've got 33 cards left in our deck. 17 of them are things that are acceptable. Actually, even just 1 land is not good enough. It has to be multiple lands, right? Yeah. We're going to see 2 cards, and one of those has to be it. So our probability is 77%, but that's only on getting the first land. If we brick on land number 4, we're also screwed. So yeah, we got them all. All right. Keep this, and then bin probably Pangolin, I guess. It's just so irrelevant. I guess the other thing would be Bing Bruntar, but it just seems like these guys get outclassed so fast, and I don't have any plan here, really. Like, no aggro plan. So the Pangolin by itself is not that great. All right, we're killing that. Well, still need to draw more lands. Didn't play anything. There is a land. Excellent. All right, so now we play Cav Landseeker. I see they're also missing a second color. Evendo. All right. Sure. They warped it? Okay. I'm definitely using the lander, so I have nothing else to do. Grab a mountain. If we draw land, we have lots of different plays. If we don't draw land, I'm probably bombarding whatever they play. Okay. Well, yeah, I didn't draw a land, so now I'm just playing Shepherd, right? Yeah. Combat. Swing. Then play this unwarped. All right, do they actually have a second color? Indeed they do. All right, that's a pretty big blocker, but we have Flyer plus Menace, so it's not actually that important. Now we go Weftblade. Oh, they're even going to tap it down on top of that? Okay, hang on. This is +4 if I warp both of these, so it's 4, 8, 11. They go to 3, and then the Angel in the Air alone kills them. Plus this has Menace. Sounds good to me. So they need an answer for the Angel, and they need 2 blockers for Cav as well, and I can bombard something. So the odds that they can get out of this are pretty slim. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Both colors, 4 lands, stuff to play. We're good. Alright, well, they're not putting, like, any pressure on us. Alright, that we're gonna kill. Again, let's just do it main phase. There's so many combat tricks in this set. Let's just make sure it's dead. Oops, all whites. Bricked, alright. Alright, do I just play Sammy here? Like, it doesn't matter if they tap it. Sure. I would much rather spend Orbital Plunge on a bigger threat than... I don't care about these two, so... Oh, they do have a second color. Alright, yeah, I'm not blocking into a combat trick, so that's fine. I would normally make them have it, but it's so much better if Sammy survives. Oh, is that the reason? That is still one open for a combat trick, so that's fine. Alright, so I don't have a good attack here either. I probably should just kill this right now. I can also go Starfield, play Lightstall Inquisitor, but then this gets through... Kind of a problem. Just playing a Starfield Shepherd's not that great either, though. So let's warp. Trigger, grab this. Warp. The planes. Play the planes, play Lightstall. Terrapact Intimidator. When this creature enters, target opponent may have you create 2 landers. If they don't, it becomes a 4/3. So the very last card in their hand would have to do the combat check, unless they just bluffed the attack. So they just bluffed the attack, and the point was to get a robot token. Alright, we'll take it. Yeah, you can have a 4/3. Have opponent targeting you create 2 landers. No. So this needs to die, and then... Man, I just can't play that much. So I go kill this. Then this has an attack that's bad for me. So I go kill this. Let's say they attack with they go tap this, attack with everything, and we're actually almost dead. We have 1 block. I've played my land this turn, right? Yeah. Boy, that sucks. Starfield, their turn. Tap Starfield down, attack with everything. I have to chump block Terrapact Intimidator, block here, take 6, go to 2. Then they make another robot. If I kill this guy, then they go tap here, attack, jump here, take 6, go to 2, but then they're not making robots every turn? Alright. Kill Sammy. Oh, okay, we're dead. Yep. And now I can't block in any way that I survived. All right. And that's how it is. All right, so I have significantly soured on the set, like almost immediately. It's shocking to me how fast the set soured. Done 3 today. The stream isn't that long. It's only been under 3.5 hours, but I'm not really having that much fun doing these drafts because the set seems pretty, what would be the best term? Slipshod? I do need to continue to draft just to acquire more cards from it, just so that I can get the cards that I'm missing from Raise the Past and play that. So I think I'm going to take the rest of the drafts offline just to do that. I don't think it's going to be that entertaining for anyone seeing me bash my head against the wall doing the rest of these drafts just to collect cards. So the plan at the moment is to, yeah, we're going to take this, I'm going to take the remaining of this offline, and then whenever it is that I finish assembling Raise the Past, I will come back and do some streams of the current Raise the Past build. Hopefully I can actually get in some games of Paper one of these days, because I couldn't play Paper for the entire time that Final Fantasy was legal. So, if you did show up today, hope you enjoyed it, despite all the grumbling. I think the set has the same problem. A lot of their limited sets have this problem now, where they've continued to make the cards more and more and more and more powerful, and that filters into limited as well, where now you just have these issues of, you know, one bomb rare or whatever can take over the game and you can't possibly win, or it's just like the person who curves out, you just can't possibly stop them. So it just feels like you're constantly fighting an uphill battle the whole game. So like they deploy a thing and then you don't have an answer for it, so then you like play your blocker, then they kill your blocker and they attack you, and so you're like, well, okay, I need to play another blocker. So you play your blocker and then they kill it and attack you, or they attack you, you block, and then they cast a combat trick. And in general, just being on defense is so much worse because there's so many cheap, incredibly efficient combat tricks that cost you almost nothing. Sometimes they even leave behind permanent boosts like +1 counters. And so it just feels like once you're on the defensive, you are astronomically unfavored to be able to win. And it seems like it's incredibly difficult to come back from a losing position. And it's not just this set, it's a bunch of sets. It's most of the sets, I would say now. In fact, I'm having a hard time remembering the last limited draft format that I enjoyed playing. Let me see. Sets. So, okay. We're at Edge. I did not enjoy Final Fantasy. Park here. I don't think so. I think a lot of it also had like the mobilized garbage, and again, it was just like way too offensive. Aether Draft was horrible. Foundations was horrible. Duskmorn? Was Duskmorn good? I feel like I have... It's hard for me to remember what these were like, but I remember liking Duskmorn. And then I don't think I drafted Bloomborough. Regardless, Bloomborough was awful. And then, yeah, skip MH3, Outlaws. I don't think I drafted Outlaws either. I don't think I was even playing Standard when that came out. Yeah, I wasn't playing Standard during Murders, or Caverns, or Wilds. Yeah, so it's a pretty big miss rate. Anyways, that'll do it for the day. If you showed up, hope you enjoyed yourself. And I will see you next time for Raise the Past in Standard. If I am going to continue to play this off stream, as I said, so if my opinion, I've already done a 180 where I really, really loved the 2 drafts we did yesterday, and then today it's been horrible. So if I do another 180, and I believe like, oh my god, this limited format's actually amazing, then I will come back and stream more of it, but the plan is not to do that at the moment. Anyways, that's been the end of the stream. See you next time.